Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality.
Yeah, you ain't never safe, man, when you put your hands on somebody in the penitentiary. I don't care who they are. I don't care how weak you think they are. If you physically put your hands on somebody in the penitentiary and you allow them to stay around you, it very well could cost you your life. And that is actual and factual. It very well could cost you your life. Because, man, dudes you can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You can't, it ain't like the streets. It ain't like you could do something to somebody and you may not never see them again, or they go to another side of the town or another city or whatever. If you're in the penitentiary, you're in the penitentiary. You know, and if you're on the same institution, you can very well it's very highly likely that you're gonna run into that person again. If not, or if you leave them in the same block with you, or you leave them in the same building with you, you know, you're gonna always be vulnerable because you're gonna always have a point in time where you're not looking, or you're not aware, or you're not paying attention, and all the time they could be plotting on you. You know, in the penitentiary, they call that rocking you to sleep. You know, you done smacked them, you done punched them in the face, you done beat them up, you done put the Bethlehem in them or something, and then, you know, all is supposed to be well. And you just go ahead on and walk around them for a week or 2 weeks or some months or something. Man, you got some dudes play the long game. They wait a year, you know, or 2 years, whatever. And then next thing you know, they pull a sneak attack on you, man, and you not aware, and that's it. It's over. It might be something that you can't recover from. Y'all remember I told y'all the story about Big A, my homeboy. He almost lost his life with the same scenario. You know, and there's plenty of incidents that I can tell you this same scenario. You know, I told y'all about when I was early in my bit, when I bang, bang, boom, knocked the dude out on the court and thinking it's all gravy. And a couple days later, I'm playing poker. That joker came behind me with the lock and the sock and boop! Almost, you know, took your boy out, man. I'm talking about, I seen every star it was, and I couldn't name them, but I seen all of them, you know what I'm saying? So you never know. So that was a lesson learned for me, which never, you know, I never let that happen again, transpire again. But, you know, the lessons that you learn while you in there could very well cost you your life. You know what I'm saying? Had he clubbed me 1 or 2 more times, I could have been out of there, but he was a fool. He let me get myself together. But it ain't had to happen that way. Now, in this case, you know, them young boys get in his head, man, and telling him, man, you can't let that dude do that to you, man. You know, dude see you walking around there, you know, your all black, man, you lip busted, man. They think the dude in there handling you, man. They might think, you know, he in there beating you up. They might think he might be trying to turn you into a boy or anything. You know, they putting all of this negative energy in his head. Tell me, man, you got to get him, man. But dude's scared because he feel like he already know now that he physically can't handle Squeaky. So they telling him, man, you know, look, man, get you know what I'm saying, get that Bethlehem, man. You know, get that joint, man, and just wait for him. Because Squeaky done got comfortable with him in there, like he done put him in his place. So he like, just wait till he get, you know, ain't looking at something, man, and just hit him. You know, this is what they telling him. You know, he's scared, you know, he real scared, but he in a position that he got some time to do. Now you young and you starting it off like this. If you start it off like this, it's gonna be bad for you. And this is what they telling him. Now what they telling him has some truth to it. But you know, not all truth, because they not just like out here on the street. People know when they doing something, they don't know the consequence. They not telling them the consequences. What if you pull it out and hit them and you know, you don't do a good enough job, he turn around and take it from you and kill you? You know, what if you put it in him and you end up killing him? You know, all of these are parts of the equation. But they don't know that. They just looking from the surface and they telling them, oh, you can't let them disrespect you like that. Woo. When in essence, if they was in the same position, they probably would have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they would have been scared and they would have figured that if they couldn't physically handle him, well, if I can't physically handle him, he done did this to me. If I go in there with a weapon or something, what if he got a weapon? If I go in there with a weapon, what if he... They ain't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? They not. But these are, like I say, they part of the equation. So he was scared to get to Bethlehem, but he want to do something because they own him there, because he gonna look at it as, they gonna look at him as if you don't do nothing, then you really is a bee. You know what I'm saying? You know, you really is a female dog. You a bee, man. So he like, I don't wanna stab him, man. I don't wanna stab him. Like, man, bust your stuff, man. You gotta do your eye black, man. You gotta. He said, nah, I don't wanna stab him though, man. You know what I'm saying? So he like, well, what you gonna do? He said, I don't something else, but I don't wanna stab him, you know. I don't wanna get no murder charge or nothing like that. I ain't never stabbed nobody. So they like, man, well, shoot, put them locks in the sock then. Like, what you put them locks, man, get you about 2 or 3 locks. Put them in about 2 socks, man, and tie it up in a knot. And just, you know what I'm saying, cluck him. You know what I'm saying? Just cluck him. Soon as he turn his head or something, cluck him. Hit him in the head, man. If you hit him in the head right, bam, he gonna go down. When he go down, you just keep on beating him, man, until you know he can't get up. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, well, you know, I do that, you know what I'm saying? So they done talked him into doing that. Now all of this is going on, and Squeaky is walking around, you know, comfortable. Living with the man, sleeping in the cell with the man, closing his eyes with the man, after you to beat the man up in the cell. Then see what I'm saying? Like the last part I told y'all, like the young dude underestimated the old head. Now, Squeaky, more or less the old head, he underestimating the young dude. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Man, they done talked that dude into that, man. They done got him them lots in the sock. They done gave him a game plan. They told him, man, because Squeaky got a routine. Most dudes in prison do. They got a routine. They do things almost exactly the same every day. That's just the reality. You know, because you in the same place every day. The same things occur every day. The same count time. The same time we go eat. Everything is the same. It's Groundhog Day every day in prison. So most dudes got a routine. Now if you live with a dude, you know all of his routines in and out the cell. So they ask him, well, what he be doing? Blah. They tell him. You know what I'm saying? Squeaky had a habit of always going to eat. No matter what, he go over there, whether he gonna eat or not. He had plenty of money, so he eat out the cell. But normally he'll go over there and talk to people that he can't usually see when he, you know what I'm saying, when we in the block, because they may be in another block. So he may be politicking or cool or grew up with somebody somewhere else, so he meet him at Chow and he come back. Now, they done told him, well, look, when he go to eat, you know what I'm saying, you know when he usually come back, he stay late because he hollering, you come back, you go in the cell, and soon as he walk in the cell, man, and he ain't paying attention, just hit him. You know what I'm saying? Hit him with the jump, man. Make sure you hit him somewhere in the head or face or something so it'll drop him. You know, so that's the game plan that they got. All this going on there, they plotting to get this dude to business, and he ain't even paying attention because he feel like he done put the fear of God in dude, where dude's young, he's scared. I done already put hands on you. You know you can't mess with me, so he ain't even worried about it. He just, you know, carefree. Shh, man, that dude go to eat. Young boy snuck back, went on in that cell, you know, had his little lock in his sock tied up all nice and neat. You know, Squeaky come up in the joint. He standing up on the bunk like he doing something on his bunk. And Squeaky come up in the joint, get the door open, boom, come up in there, walk up in there, go to the desk to set something down. Soon as he turn around, dude hit him in the face, split his whole face open. He fall down on the floor, dude hit him again, bang, bang. Squeaky started trying to block the joint, trying to block it. You know what I'm saying? Grab the young boy, you know, and the young boy still trying to hit him. He done grabbed him by the pants cuff though, took him to the ground. So they there and there scrambling, but Squeaky bleeding like a pig. You know what I'm saying? The police see it, so they call it 1033, telling everybody to lock up. They run all down there, come all up in there. It's him and Squeaky tussling. Squeaky don't never get a chance to really get him back though because he hurt too bad. But he was able to grab him and take him to the ground and tussle with him long enough where he couldn't get hurt that much more. But the damage was already done, man. I mean, he split him open. He probably, I'm sure he's got the scars to wear to this day. You know what I'm saying? Split his whole joint open, you know. And the young boy won't even built like that. But that battery was put in his back. But that's something that he got to wear with him the rest of his bit there because that's the way dudes gonna look at you. You'll sneak attack him or you'll do, and that's gonna keep some dudes up off you. but it's not gonna keep everybody up off you. And it's also gonna set a precedence to how other people gonna deal with you. Cause even people have the illusion that too that if you dangerous or you do something, then ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. That's more or less true. They gonna be real more cautious before they come at you with some foolishness. But you gotta look at the exception too. If they do decide that they have to come at you with something or have to come at you for something, they coming with deadly force, man. They coming with deadly force because they know that you gonna bring deadly force back to them. So having a reputation in prison for doing something is good and bad. It works to your advantage and to your disadvantage. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing in prison that is not complex, man. Everything is complex. And even when it comes to your survival, it's even more complex. Because like I said, if you got a reputation, it ain't nobody gonna try to go at both belly unless they already done, came to the conclusion in their mind that they got to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to Sam Pitts unless they know they got to kill him. Because they know what the consequences is if they don't succeed or if they don't go at them with that type of force. You see what I'm saying? They putting themselves at risk, at major risk. You see what I'm saying? So when you do something like that, now you done put a target on your back the other way as well. He too young to even deal with that. He too young to even fulfill that type of reputation. But this is the position he in. Then you might got dudes that's cool with Squeaky, because he had a lot of homies, and you might end up somewhere on the camp with one of them, and they might want to give you the business, and you ain't got them dudes there putting that battery in your back, man. You ain't got them dudes there to give you no hot no more. So you already in a situation right now for the rest of your bit where it may cost you. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, he got away with that one though, cause he bust Squeaky up, man. He messed Squeaky up real bad. And I was in the block, but I didn't actually see the incident, but I know how bad that he messed Squeaky up because a couple of days later, I had got called over to the Watch Command office because old clown had dropped a note on me saying this, that, and the third about me, and they called me over there, luckily to question me about it opposed to just locking me up off of this old snitch note that somebody wrote on me. So when I go over there and I'm talking to the Watch Commander only because he knew me, he gave me the courtesy of talking to me and questioning me, before just locking me up. Is you involved in this, man? We got this note saying you do. I'm like, man, I ain't doing nothing. But when I'm talking to him, I could see on his desk they had mug shots of Squeaky and his cell partner because of the incident. They must have been writing up the report of the incident or what happened and how it happened and, how it occurred or whatever. But I seen the picture of Squeaky, blood everywhere, the gash in his head, everything. The picture of his celly right there with a couple of little scrapes on him and still had remnants of a black eye. So I seen it. So I know how bad Squeaky was bust up because I seen the actual pictures of the damage that the dude did to him with that lock in the sock. And trust and believe me, that lock in the sock, boy, the hot pocket, that junk them took a many of them out, my dude. Trust and believe that hot pocket will definitely set you straight or change your attitude adjustment. it will happen. Yeah, them Jones will change your attitude. Trust me, I done got clucked, and I definitely did not want to get clucked again. Hey, them Jones hurt. I mean, they hurt bad. And I've seen a many dudes suffer them Jones. I've seen dudes in the cell arguing, and you see dudes backing out the cell. And, mom, they coming at it with them Jones. Hey, them Jones break arm bones, wrist bones, hands, collar bones. Hey, they serious. They serious. And then, like I said, I told y'all before, I have seen dudes, man. Them Jones took out teeth, broke nose, fractured skulls. Them things is terrible, man. Them hot pockets is serious business. And I remember I told y'all before too. I used to be so nervous of man, especially after I got clucked. But even before I got clucked, I was in the wall. When I was in the wall, I didn't buy a lock. I never bought a lock. Usually dudes buy a lock, they locking up their stuff. If you lock up your stuff in your cell, it's a sign that you scared somebody might rob you, which make people want to rob you. I know it's ironic, but it's crazy. So I never bought a lock. I just always, presented the threat. If you go in my cell, man, somebody gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So that you go in at your own risk. So I remember in the wall, I ain't never had no lock, but I knew dudes was running around with them in them Bethlehams. And before I even had the Bethlehem, I had took one of them big 2.5 pound weight collars from off the weight pound and put this sock through that joint. Head, man, if I'd have clucked the dude with that, up a room, and thank God I never had to, but yeah, if I had it, I definitely would have used it if I had to. And then when the situation happened with remember I told y'all years later when the situation happened with me and Chucky, and I had, did the gambling and bucked and everything, and Chuck wanted to see me. I had that weight collar on my joint in there. You know what I'm saying? I was still in weight collars, man, because I was gonna cluck a dude with the weight collar, because sometimes in penitentiary, man, like say you gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You don't never know what your opposition gonna be. You may have 2 or 3 dudes coming at you. They might be partners. They might be trying to take you out at the same time. So you got to put yourself in a position to win at all costs. And if it take having a weight collar and it's gonna cluck somebody and set them up off, it might make the other 2 dudes stop, be like, oh, what he swinging? Excalibur. So yeah, I had the weight collar. I won't play no games. I ain't want to get hurt, and I ain't even gonna sit up here and act like y'all. But yeah, I ain't worry about getting stabbed. I won't worry about not me. I was gonna make sure that won't happen to me, and thank God it didn't. But yeah, I had that weight collar, man. But like I say, it's just is nothing more aggravating and more frustrating, man, than having your cellie as your biggest opposition. That's where your biggest problems at, is in your cell. Man, it's just terrible, man. And I know dudes that went through so much, man, with Cellys. I had this young Celly before. I think I spoke on him throughout the course of these 33 years of prison stories before. But I don't know if I spoke in depth, but I definitely think I remember saying something about the incident. Because I done repeated these things to so many people that I know out here that ask me about these things. And I just, spit them out as I remember them to them. So now I've been with y'all, TBP, my family, for so long. I don't know if I told y'all or told them, but I do remember having this little young Celly, man. He was a 5%er. His name was Magnificent. They used to call him Mag U, because they always get those attribute names. And by the time he got in the cell with me, he had told me about the incident that happened with him that landed him in the cell with me. He was a young cat at the time, man, but he had a celly, and him and his celly beefing and running their mouth at each other, and they going at it back and forth and back and forth. And he go to sleep, and his celly really won't, sure that he can, mess with him, fist to cuff, man to man, mano with mano. So when he go to sleep, his celly take a little joint he had, and start hitting him. Bang, bam, boom. So just imagine being laying in your sleep and wake up, with this piercing fire bursting through your skin because somebody penetrating your skin with some hard steel. And that's how he woke up, and he said he jumped up, man. The dude was hitting him and just swinging at him, and he jumped up and he was on the top bunk. So that may have really saved him, because he had been on the bottom bunk. He'd have been trapped up in the little cubicle. But the top bunks on Greensville is kind of high. He said he jumped up and bagged up in the corner. He was kicking at the dude and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And trying to stay away from him. And dude was still jumping up there and trying to hit him. And then the dude hit the button because he got the knife in there. He trying to get out there because Mag, you got some homies out there in the pod that if they know that that's what he in there doing, they going to get at him. So dudes will try to, do something to you if they really feel like they got to do something to you, or really feel like they want to do something to you. And then they'll try to get out. They're going to try to get locked up. They're going to try to pull a great escape where they can get out of the situation and get unscathed. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like they want to hit you and send you to the hospital or whatever, and then they still stay on the block or stay on the yard and walk around. Nah, dude's got, you know what I'm saying, he got friends out there. And his friends might want to, take up that beef, especially if you did it in a cowardly way. So he was trying to get up out there. He hit the button. He ended up getting up out there. He got the knife. He run out there acting crazy, getting loud and everything. The police come bum rush. Mag U come out there. He bleeding and everything. So they lock the dude up. They get rid of him, lock Mag U up. But I do remember, I definitely told this to y'all before in one of them stories. But Mag U, excuse me. So Mag U, Mag, you had to wear that. You know what I'm saying? He had to wear that. That was a lesson learned for him, you know, doing time. That was a lesson learned for him that almost cost him his life. But as I told y'all, the penitentiary would definitely not save you. Ain't no CO gonna save you. Ain't nobody gonna save you. You gonna have to fend for you in there. And like a year and something later, man, this even after Mag, you done got moved out of the cell with me. And we on lock one time, and I remember they had, I'm on this side, Mag, you them on the other side. They bought the same dude that stabbed Mag U, because Greensville is the biggest prison in Virginia. It's 3 institutions in one. So the dude got transferred, but he just got transferred to another side of the yard, which in essence is another penitentiary. So he had been over there for a year or whatever. Now, when something like that happens, or physical altercation like that, especially involving a weapon, normally the administration gonna automatically link y'all in the database as enemies, where y'all can never be in the same, you know, spot at the same time, so y'all never come into contact again, because they know obviously it's serious beef. It don't always work that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, say men are flawed, computers are flawed, and the DOC is definitely flawed. So we on lock, and Mag, you over there in the cell, and when we on lock, they let us out the cell like 1 or 2 at a time, with 2 at a time because of cell. Two dudes in the cell, they let you out. Then the other 2, so it's really 4 dudes only on the block at a time, and you got to go get in the shower when we on lock, and you got 15 minutes. If you don't get out of the shower in 15 minutes, the people won't give you a charge. So you got to go to the shower, take your shower 15 minutes, and get back to your cell. So we on lock, they out for showers. They bring the dude in the block because we on lockdown, so they moving people too while we on lockdown. They use that as a chance to move people in different spots. They bring the same dude that stabbed Mag U a year ago in his sleep in the same block that Mag U is in. The exact same block. You understand me? And they out there taking showers and stuff. So somebody know the dude and know Mag U was in there, so they go down there and whisper to Mag U and let him know, hey, look, they just brought your old boy up in the block. Who? You know, old boy did the Jones. What? Yeah, he in the block. Man, you got to be kidding. Yeah, he in here. Mag U trying to get a jump. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get that Bethlehem. He want revenge. And he would be within his rights, you know, morally and legally, because they don't even supposed to have the dude around him. This is administration of faux pas. You understand me? So he can very well say that this dude stabbed me in my sleep. Man, y'all put him back around me, so I thought he was coming to kill me, so I killed him. It goes down like that. Because this is the flaw that they made by putting him in there. So dude is unaware that Mag U is in there, but Mag U is aware that he's in there. So Mag U just try to wait and try to get him a Bethlehem. Somebody sent word all the way over there to me on the other side, come to the back holler telling me he's trying to get a Joan. He wanted me to send him a Joan. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, but Mag U now gonna wait for the dude to come out to get a shower. Then he's going to get somebody out to try to get his door open so he can get out while the dude is in the shower, because now he done copped the Bethlehem. And man, it goes down just like that, man. That dude just get in the block that same day on lockdown. They doing showers. And he waits till his cells come open and he go gets in that shower. And them people got Mag U door open. And Mag U took that Bethlehem and went down there and jerked that shower door open and went up in there and lit him up. I'm talking about lit him up. He almost killed that boy, man. Only thing say that boy was a good surgeon, man. He lit him up. And I don't know, he definitely got in trouble because that's just the way the system go. I don't know to the extent of how much trouble he got in. I don't know what type of case he got, but I knew the boy was bad off because the COs was talking about how the boy was, you know, bad off. He was like fighting for his life. But Mag U, I never saw him no more. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he got shipped. But he did what he felt like he had to do. He did, you know what I'm saying, what the dude tried to do to him. See, these are, and this was a cell partner. See what I'm saying? This was the person that you sleeping with, living with, gonna stab you in your sleep. People will attack you in your sleep. So like I say, when your celly is the op, man, then, you know, you living in pure hell. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with everything that's going on the outside of here. All of this when you walk out your cell. And then when you go in your cell, you still got more confusion, more chaos, more, you know, madness. it's just insane, man. It's insane. But, you know, and then administration will turn around and do something like that. They would turn around and put the same person to try to take your life right back around you. You understand me? Right back. I've seen dudes that's been enemies on the street and came in the system as enemies, and the administration had them keep separate. And years or decades go by and they end up on the same camp, you know, and try to kill each other when they see each other. You see what I'm saying? So it's a crazy situation, man. But I'm telling you, when you got that dude in your, that to me, that was one of the worst things in my bit, was to have someone in that cell that I could not. Well, I never trusted no one, you know what I'm saying? But that I couldn't even begin to trust or feel comfortable around. Because now you're always uneasy. You're always, you know what I'm saying? Even when you're in your cell, you're not at peace. Because the wrong word, y'all could be at war. You know, he bump into you, or he, you know, touch your stuff, or he move something that you didn't want move. You know, anything. You know, he got his TV up loud and you can't hear your TV. Or he talking on the vent, you know what I'm saying? Or he yelling and screaming all the time. Or he a mad gunner that every time the bras come around, he want to be playing with himself. You know, all of these things are, you know, things that you have to deal with, man, when you in that belly of that beast and you trapped up in that dungeon that we call prison, man. So, you know, like I say, these were lessons that a lot of people learned the hard way. You know, there was lessons that had to be learned in order for you to survive in this jungle, man. And they hard lessons, man. They hard lessons, and they dangerous lessons. And if you're young and you out here and you in these streets and you think these streets is rough and you think they wilding out here, yeah, brother, you better get it together out here, because it's gonna be a little bit more wild in there, with nowhere to run to and nowhere to hide. You know, straight up, that's just reality. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. They wilding out here in this neighborhood. They wilding over out here in this part of the city. They wilding over here in this hood. You just don't go. You do not have that option in prison. They wilding everywhere, and everywhere you at, that's where you at. Period. And you can leave from here and go to here. You can leave from this prison, go to this prison. You can leave from this block to go to that block. The same thing still gonna be going on. The same thing still gonna be going on. So pod hopping, or building hopping, or prison hopping is not gonna change your situation when you in prison. It's the same thing, the exact same thing. Everywhere you go, there it is. You know. So yeah, man. But these were some hard lessons. Some hard lessons that people learn, man. It was lessons that I had to learn as well myself, you know, navigate my way through prison, man. But I've seen some stuff in there, man, some real vicious stuff that you know, that was avoidable and unavoidable. But you never sleep on your cellie, man, and you never get comfortable with your cellie. And if you got any type of ill will or ill feelings towards someone in the cell with you, and you feel you need to remove yourself, or you need to make it pop off, make it happen to something, because once you lay down and close your eyes, man, you always take a risk of not waking up. Because you never know if that dude is scared enough to try to hurt you when you sleep, because he's not brave enough to try to hurt you when you wake. So you never know that. You see what I'm saying? So, and even when he act like he's scared, maybe he's setting you up. You know, so it's just a crazy situation, man. If you get somebody in the cell with you that you can rock with, that you can feel somewhat comfortable with, then you already ahead of the game, man. And that's very rare in prison. That's why when dudes got cellies like that, they want to keep them. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep them because they don't know who the next person coming in there. When your cellie leave and you got a good cellie, man, that's one of the most anxious times. You'll be like, man, who they gonna put in here, man? What you know what I'm saying? What type of what I gotta deal with now? How they coming up in here? What their attitude gonna be? What they look like? I told you I walked in the cell before dude took off, bang, or dude walked in my cell, bop bop. You know, and we yeah, you know, for nothing I ain't even know the cat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even know the cat. You know, so you never know, man, what's going on with a person, man. You never know what's going to happen in prison. But good part about that is y'all ain't got to go to find out, because y'all got me to tell you, man. So y'all stay out here, stay free, young kings and queens. Please stay free. Take these lessons, man, and pass them on. You know what I'm saying? And every lesson, there's a blessing, man. And the blessing is that you getting this information. without getting the experience. You getting the experience without having to be in there to get that information. So man, just pass this stuff on to these young dudes out here and make them understand. Pass it on to these young queens out here, make them understand that their life is precious and they don't want to throw it away for nothing. There's nothing out here that equates or that will value to giving up that much time in your life. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? How much fun can you have? How much money can you spend? How much fun can you have? How much money can you spend? How many places can you go that will equal you giving up years and decades of your life in prison? How much? How much would you say I would want to have, or I want to spend, or places I want to go where you say, well, let me do all of that and I go sit down in prison or try to survive prison for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. There's nothing. There's nothing. Because there's no guarantees in prison, and there's no amount of money or type of success or fun or whatever you want to call it out here that will make you feel like this did I have to go through now? That was worth it. Nothing. I promise you that. Promise you that. Nothing. You know, so keep that in mind as you move out here and make decisions and stuff like this. I always say, make good decisions, man. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions while you out here. And you'll never have to experience a life like this. And no matter how hard it get out here, you still can make it work out here. You still can make it happen. So keep that option on the table. Don't remove that option. Y'all be safe out there. Be smart, man. Make good decisions, man. I love y'all out there. Peace. And duck them. Boom, boom. Duck them hooks, man. We out here. TBP. Salute.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.